You then joined Shrewsbury again, and that went very well for you. You became captain in 2017, and that season you won a number of awards such as Player of the Year. What are your memories of that?
Well, it actually started off, it didn't go too well. So Mickey Mellon was the manager, and this is football, and this is why as a football player you have to always remember that there's something always around the corner that you can't quite prepare for. So as any player that I'm playing in the team at the moment, I'm always telling them to be
everything's
ready.
settled. Something throws a curveball.
Exactly, and I know that is
yes,
life.
I made another sports pun.
But I'm sure some of the people you spoke to on this podcast, different pathways open up, and you thought you were going down that way, and then this way all of a sudden presents itself. Well, that pathway for me was Paul Hurst coming into the football club as he did as manager, and Paul saw something in me. Backtrack. There's a goalkeeper called Danny Coyne. Danny, he became interim manager during the period when Mickey had been sacked, and Danny played me at centre back. Because he saw something in me that could play centre back, which I knew was there, but I'd never been given that chance. Anyway, then Paul took that mantle on and carried that on with that, and it ended up being a fantastic ride of whatever it was, 24 months or 18 months. It might not have even been that long. And Paul made an incredible impression on me, which I still carry in now. We still very much so speak fairly regularly. Speak to his assistant Dougie very regularly. He's just texted me whilst I've been sat here with yous actually. So the memories of that kind of period at Shrewsbury have had a real indelible income on me as a person.
I want to take you to the end of the 2018 season and the playoff final against Rotherham. You lost this game after extra time. What are your memories of that game?
That was the Birmingham City relegation. There is devastated for. Obviously you've been relegated, but when it's a season-long thing, you kind of, in some ways, you prepare yourself that could happen. The playoff final was devastating because throughout that whole season, we thought we were going to get promoted. We thought we had some good players, we had a fantastic team spirit, we had a group of people that loved being around each other. I've never known, and still to this day, I've never known a dressing room who were willing to stay around the training ground as long as we all did. My wife talks about it now, about how, whatever time I was getting back, and it didn't seem like that. It certainly didn't feel like work. It felt like you were all, not even a group of mates, you were all a people on target for one goal. We thought we were going to get promoted. Everyone was so driven to achieve that. But unfortunately, we ended up hitting an absolute roadblock with the two people who did get promoted in first and second, who were Blackburn and Wigan. And they were just blessed with incredible players throughout the team. And unfortunately, we were probably one or two players shy on a couple of games that went the other way. So I think I read a stat the other day that the points for promotion that season had never been matched since. So any other season, basically, we would have been promoted, which doesn't help any Shrewsbury fans, because that was, I'm sure that they took it as badly as I took it. So, and then the memories of on the pitch that day, anybody who was at the game, I still speak about it since. It felt like the sun was on top of Wembley Stadium. It was the hottest I've ever been on a football pitch. It was baking.
Well, isn't the hottest thing that heat wave?
Oh yeah, luckily I wasn't playing then. Yeah, for me that was the hottest. It was as though Wembley had put the roof on and they'd put the sun the other side of the roof. It felt so hot. But that was tough, really tough to take. And I still, it probably took me a good 18 months to 2 years to fully get over that. I still watch reruns of it up until, as I say, a couple of years later, mostly because we put so much into it. We'd given absolutely everything for that goal, and thought we really thought that was kind of the storyline that was going to come at the end of it. But as it's football.